Greetings from Burlington, Vermont, inside the United States. The residents of Burlington suffer from a myriad of contemporary issues, such as an unaccountable policing force, atrophied public health services, and out-of-control speculative investment and gentrification that has created a housing crisis. A powerful force of reactionary business people hold the city hostage through the mechanism of the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party, an ironic name for a party that governs by austerity, runs roughshod over the progressive opposition, which seems unable to articulate the people's problems in the political zone. In Zagreb, the capital of Croatia, the city population faced a seemingly insurmountable domination by the center-right party HDZ. How, in just 4 short years, have they managed to completely reverse this? On the 21st of February 2017, an initiative committee with a vision of libertarian municipalism formed a coalition with Green and left parties, with a new platform and startlingly new philosophy. Within 1 year, they were running candidates, mostly young people with no prior experience in institutional politics. The platform knitted together social activists that were active in the community but with no way to express their politics. In May 2017, the brand new coalition won 7.6% of the city council, with many more seats in districts and local councils, just 3 months after the party was formed. They took the lessons from these elections and reformed, creating a new party called Možemo, We Can in English. It was comprised of green and left movements, and it would take power on a municipal and national level. A coalition with the Social Democrats and Greens was formed. Going into next elections, over the years their popularity grew, and they became known to more residents of the city. They took 7 parliamentary districts in 2020 in nationwide elections. In 2021, they won 40% of the Zagreb popular vote and 23 seats in the city assembly, becoming the government of the city. Being in complete political control of the city, they laid out a list of points. Here's a selection of a few of them. The reformation of the city administration, city institutions, and city companies with the aim of the responsible, transparent, and efficient management of the city administration, companies, and property. The establishment of a city treasury system that will be visible to all residents through an online platform to enable financial transparency. The setting up of an online anti-corruption platform for reporting all irregularities and illegalities in the work of the city administration and city companies, especially in public procurement or tenders. The digitalization of all administrative processes and the speeding up of all procedures for residents, the use of digital technologies for communicating with people, and for the better regulation of traffic, public lighting, the water supply, and waste collection. The management of Zagreb's city-owned property in an efficient, transparent, and sustainable way so that property income is used to maintain existing properties and ensure a more balanced development. The building of new nursing and care homes, and the establishment of daycare centers in city districts, as well as the provision of better care for the elderly in their own homes. The adoption of the traffic development plan of the city of Zagreb, the integration of the public transport system, the expansion of the tram network, and the building of proper bicycle paths. The ensuring of a sustainable number of parking spaces per neighborhood. The modernization of the city's kindergartens and schools in compliance with the pedagogical standard and the supply of all of them with locally produced food. The combating of gender-based violence against women and LGBTQ people. The enabling of continuous cooperation between the scientific research community, private companies, and the city of Zagreb in order to develop communal innovations and create new workplaces. Upon victory in the election, they had this to say: social benefits from occasional periods of economic growth are very unevenly distributed, and origins increasingly determine life prospects. We live in a society in which people have lost confidence in the democratic process because nothing important is decided in a democratic way. And public and state institutions, instead of fulfilling their public benefit functions, service clientelistic networks. Our message is, we as a society must change. There is no going back to the old, but we must not put the burden of change equally on all backs because we are not all equally responsible, nor have we benefited equally from the failed Croatian development model. Možemo aims to fuse the left and green movements and individual citizens into a municipalist political party. Its goal is to create an organ to propel their voice directly into the city assembly. The city should be governed by those who bear the consequences of political decisions, and that the resources be used to better the life of its citizens and produce a self-governance. The Municipalist Party draws its energy from the anti-privatization movement, anti-gentrification, anti-speculation, labor activists, public and cultural workers and teachers, climate activists, and citizens wishing to be active in their neighborhoods. Its effectiveness and mobilization of those who did not before feel included in the system allows it to expand past the left-leaning circles of intelligentsia. Its structure has guaranteed its success. Decision-making groups that are informed by working groups with overlapping members. An executive group made of an all-member assembly which has the most power and meets yearly. Neighborhood groups where platform members work directly with activists and community members. The political level is in the streets. It has gender parity on its election lists, promoting programs of gender and sexual equality. It in turn was inspired by other municipalist movements developing around the world, some of which are highly developed, with popular assemblies totally in control. We'll cover these other movements in future episodes. Subscribe to follow. Zagreb's municipalist party, Možemo, is clearly the cutting edge of politics today. They operate in a condition where practice has outpaced theory. They seek to reintroduce the idea of a city that self-governs, where power is returned to the streets, a shared city. They want to build a new political power outside City Hall, made from the people of the neighborhoods to control their own resources and constrain the influence of speculative capitalism.